What if I told you there are countries that once shaped the world but today exist only in history books? Some vanished overnight, while others faded slowly, leaving behind stories of power, betrayal, and tragedy. Join me as we uncover the forgotten histories of 6 countries that no longer exist. Their stories may surprise you, or even give you chills. The world is constantly changing. Borders are redrawn, nations are born, and some, despite their might or influence, vanish forever. What causes countries to disappear? Is it war, politics, or simply the unstoppable force of time? In this video, we'll explore 6 fascinating countries that once thrived but no longer exist. These stories are not just about loss. They are about resilience, ambition, and the lessons history teaches us. Stay tuned, because each tale will leave you questioning how fragile even the strongest nations can be. Story 1. The Soviet Union. Let's start with one of the most shocking collapses in modern history, the Soviet Union. Once the largest country in the world, the USSR was a global superpower. It stretched across 15 republics and controlled everything from Siberia's frozen tundra to Central Asia's deserts. For 69 years, it was a symbol of strength, ideology, and fear. But in 1991, the unthinkable happened. It collapsed almost overnight. For what reason? Decades of economic struggles, political corruption, and rising nationalism within its republics led to its downfall. Imagine this: a nation so powerful it could challenge the United States, yet it crumbled from within. One man, Mikhail Gorbachev, tried to save it with reforms, but instead, those very reforms became the final nail in the coffin. Here's a question. If such a massive superpower could fall apart, what does that say about the stability of modern nations? Story 2. Prussia. Now, let's go back to Europe and uncover the story of Prussia. Prussia was once a mighty kingdom in Europe, known for its disciplined army and strong leadership. It was the backbone of Germany's unification in the 19th century, shaping much of what we now associate with modern Germany. But after World War II, the name Prussia vanished from the map. For what reasons? The Allies saw Prussia as a symbol of militarism and aggression. To ensure peace in Europe, they dismantled it completely. Its territories were divided among Poland, Russia, and Germany. Think about this. A nation known for its order and strength was erased to prevent future chaos. It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it? Story 3. The Kingdom of Hawaii. Closer to home, let's visit the Kingdom of Hawaii, a paradise lost. Hawaii wasn't always a part of the United States. In the 19th century, it was a thriving independent kingdom with a rich culture and its own monarchy. But things changed when American businessmen, particularly sugar plantation owners, began to see the islands as a strategic and economic goldmine. In 1893, Queen Liliuokalani, the last monarch of Hawaii, was overthrown in a coup supported by the United States. Just 5 years later, Hawaii was annexed as a U.S. territory. This story isn't just about the loss of a nation, it's about the loss of a culture and identity. What if Hawaii had remained independent? Would it still be the tropical paradise we know today, or would it have faced even greater struggles? So far, we've seen nations fall due to internal collapse, wars, and political takeovers. But what about countries that vanished in stranger ways? Up next, we'll dive into the story of a nation swallowed by the sea and another that disappeared because of a single, fateful treaty. Story 4. Atlantis. Let's talk about the most legendary lost civilization of all time, Atlantis. While historians debate whether Atlantis ever truly existed, its story has captured imaginations for centuries. According to ancient texts, Atlantis was a powerful and advanced civilization, far ahead of its time. But one day, a catastrophic disaster, possibly a massive earthquake or tsunami, wiped it off the map. Here's the eerie part. Scientists have discovered cities submerged underwater in various parts of the world. Could these be remnants of Atlantis? Atlantis isn't just a tale of mystery, it's a chilling reminder of how fragile even the greatest civilizations can be. If Atlantis could disappear, What's stopping a modern country from meeting the same fate? Story 5. Yugoslavia. Returning to modern history, let's look at Yugoslavia, a nation born from unity but destroyed by division. After World War I, Yugoslavia was created to unite several Balkan ethnic groups under one country. For a time, it worked. But as the years passed, tensions between these groups grew. By the 1990s, the country was torn apart by violent conflicts, including wars in Bosnia, Croatia, and Kosovo. Today, Yugoslavia is gone, replaced by 7 independent nations. What makes this story so tragic is that it wasn't just a political failure, it was a human one. Families were divided, cities were destroyed, and the scars of war still linger today. Story 6. Now, let's end with a surprising story, the Republic of Texas. Yes, Texas was once its own country. After breaking away from Mexico in 1836, Texas became an independent republic. For nearly a decade, it operated as a sovereign nation, complete with its own president and army. But independence came with challenges. Texas was constantly under threat from Mexico, and its economy struggled. In 1845, it chose to join the United States for protection and stability. Here's the twist. Some Texans today still celebrate their brief independence, dreaming of what could have been if Texas had remained its own nation. As we've seen, the reasons countries disappear vary. Some fall to war, others to politics, and some to forces beyond their control. But one thing connects them all. They leave behind lessons for the nations that follow. Think about it. What does it take to keep a country alive? Is it strong leadership? Unity among its people? Or the ability to adapt to change? History doesn't offer easy answers, but it does offer powerful warnings. The stories of these countries are not just tales of loss. They are reminders of how fragile and unpredictable the world can be. The Soviet Union teaches us that even superpowers can crumble from within. Prussia shows us that peace sometimes comes at the cost of identity. Hawaii and Yugoslavia reveal the consequences of greed and division, while Atlantis and Texas remind us of the power of nature and the choices we make. History is full of surprises, and it's still being written every day. So, as we reflect on these vanished nations, let's also think about the countries we live in today. Will they stand the test of time? Thank you for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this video, check out our upcoming episodes. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. See you next time.